Hello there. I am still on page 33, and we're looking at this list of words that we put into alphabetical order. I do want to remind you that alphabetizing is a skill on some employment tests. So if this is not your favorite thing, I do understand. It was never my favorite thing. I absolutely hated doing this. It was in fourth grade, and every week we had to put our spelling words in alphabetical order, and I hated that. But now that I'm older, and I realize that was one of the best skills that I ever learned to do. And writing all those definitions, it taught me the vocabulary and the meanings of so many words. So I know it may not be your favorite thing to do, but I promise you it is worthwhile to take the time. Okay, the first word on this list is claws. And I'm going to zoom in right here. CLAWS. One vowel. And I think I got another question about this. Someone asked me to please start highlighting the vowels, and I can do that with no problem. This word is pronounced claws. I really don't know how to mark this, so I'm going to use an sound. Claws. And I'm sure that isn't right, guys, but as I said, I'm a math teacher, so I'm just going to go with it. I don't know how to look it up, or I would. I guess I can try that. Let's do claws sound spelling. I know it's just one syllable because it just has one vowel. And this is not helping me too much. Let's try the Macmillan Dictionary. And it shows me something very similar. I'm just going to go with that. You can also listen to the pronunciation there if you want to. I am using a mic, so I can't let you hear that. But if you want to look up words on your computer, you can definitely look those up and hear them. Okay, claws are pointed toenails used to grab or tear. If these happen to be on a bird, you would call them talons. Pointed toenails used to grab or tear. Cats have claws. Dogs have claws. They use them to grab. Cats use theirs to shred. They can claw your flesh. I do want to give you some words that sound the same. We have this clause that is sometimes used in English instruction. And this type of clause is pronounced exactly the same. That's what makes this tricky. If you hear it, you have to hear some context to know which word. This is a group of words. It's not necessarily a sentence, but it's a group of words that are joined together for some reason. So that's the English clause. And in this one, you have an A and you have a silent E, you have a U. When two vowels go walking, the first one does the talking. It says ah. Okay, the other type of clause is capitalized. And this one is referring to the character Santa Claus, or someone in Santa Claus's family. Just because I want you to know the correct word, this has the same sound spelling, but the spelling is important. If you're talking about toenails, you need to spell it correctly. You need to spell the first one. These words that sound the same, but have different meanings are very, very tricky. So be careful with those. Okay. The second one is independent. Now we've already had, I believe, the word independence. So this one's kind of familiar. It's in the same word family. And let's highlight our vowels. We have I, E, E, E. Independent. This one has 4 syllables. We have in, duh, pen, dunt. Independent. Independent means without support or help. If you are independent, you don't rely on anyone else for support or help. Okay, the next word is interact. Interact. I, E, and A are our vowels in this one. So we can have up to 3 syllables. We have 3 vowels, but we have to figure out how many syllables we're hearing. So we have in, ter, and that one's R controlled, and act, interact, interact. Be careful not to lose the C, interact. Interact means to work together or socialize. Socialize means to get together with friends or family, with other people. Social refers to people. So to work together or socialize is to interact. Okay, we have the word mammal. Mammal. And let's highlight our vowels. And do you know where this one will break? We always break between double consonants. So mammal, mammal, mammal. Mammal is an animal that is warm-blooded. That means that it maintains a certain temperature. Humans are mammals. They maintain 98.6. Actually, I read an article where they're lowering that normal temperature. An animal that is warm-blooded. It has fur or hair. And here's the big important one. It makes milk for its babies, so it can nurse its young. To be a mammal, the animal has to meet those 3 criteria. Has to have a set body temperature. It doesn't matter if I'm in a very hot place or a very cold place, my body is about 98 degrees. Have to have hair or fur, and the female has to be able to produce milk for babies. Snakes don't feed their babies milk, so they're not mammals. Birds don't feed their babies milk, they're not mammals. Birds also don't have hair. Snakes don't have hair. So you get the idea. It is a type of classification of animal. Dogs and cats are mammals. That is one thing they have in common. Okay, the next word, I need to mind my space here, is pupil. Pupil. Pu, that's a long U. Pull, there's schwa. Pupil, almost looks like pupil. Pupil. Pupil is the dark circle in the center of the eye. Dark circle in the center of the eye. So if you're looking at a picture of a human eye, you will have, I'm going to make this eye green because that's what's handy there. So you have the iris, that's the colored part. The pupil is that dark circle right in the middle. It is that black little circle right there in the middle of the iris. It's the dark circle in the center of the eye. Okay, the next word is retractable. There's that word act again. Be careful with those words because we don't always pronounce them clearly. Did I mark the vowels? I did not. Let's mark the vowels in pupil. You have the U and the I. In this one we have the E, the A, the and the E. So this looks like 4 syllables, but let's put it to the sound test. Re, track, ta, that's schwa, bull. Retractable, 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 and this says ah. Retractable means able to be pulled in or back. Think of a ballpoint pen that has the clicker thing on the end. Those are retractable because you can pull the nib of the pen back up into the barrel if you click the button. Cat's claws are retractable. They can pull them back up into their feet so that you don't see them until they get angry. Dogs don't do that. Their claws are visible all the time. Okay, security. 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 Let's mark our vowels. We have the E, the U, the I. Security. So I'll start sounding this out. Sa, cure, that's R controlled. T. So I did 3 yellow circles, but I have 4 syllables. Security. This means that the Y is behaving as a vowel. Y is sometimes a vowel. So we have those 4 vowels to go with our 4 syllables. Security means one word, safety. Safety. Okay, the last vocab word for this section is slitted. Slitted. And you might be thinking of a knife. Usually we refer, we associate, I'm sorry, I just went blank. We associate slitting with knives because that knives are usually required to make a slit in something. But slitted, let's do the vowels. I am sorry, guys, I need a cup of coffee or something. I'm just not with it today. Have two vowels. We know that we have to break between those double T's. So we have I, slitted. It means having a long, narrow cut. Having a long, narrow cut. And if you think about this passage that we read about cats and dogs, it was describing the cat's eye as having a slitted pupil. So let me draw that for you. If this is the cat's eye, he's got some long eyelashes, doesn't he? Remember, we drew the iris. That's the part of the cat's eye that's colored. Here comes the pupil. This is the part that's different. Let me just zoom in so I can draw. In a cat's eye, you don't have a round pupil. You have this shape. So the cat's eye has that kind of pupil. As opposed to, let me just make a copy of this and pull it down here if I can, so you can see the difference. And we're going to study the eye in this lesson. We're going to study the human eye, but it's similar to animals of all kinds. So this is the difference. You see the pupil. This one is the cat. It's slitted. And then the dog just has the round pupil. Cats are active at night, so this slitted pupil allows them to be able to see at night and during the day. They're active hunters. Okay, those are the vocabulary words for this lesson in alphabetical order. And I'll see you back in the next video where we will practice using these words.